Hi, everybody. My name is Siddharth Prabhu, and I'm the Senior Product Manager for Manager Experiments, also known as MYE. I'm excited to talk to you today about MYE and all the new features we'd like to share.
Hi, and I'm Lauren Curry. I am Senior Program Manager with the A Plus Content team, and I am also excited about talking to you about some of the new features we've launched with A Plus.
So let's get started with Manager Experiments. During this session, we'll discuss how Manager Experiments can help you build brand content that connects with your customers so that you can increase sales. Let's talk about a few challenges that brands face in the Amazon store. Brands tell us they struggle to stand out. We hear questions like, how do I tell my story? How do I know my image is resonating with my customer? It can be daunting to reach out to millions of customers. The good news is, Amazon is a suite of solutions designed to help you overcome these challenges to better connect your brand with customers in the Amazon store. Registered brands have access to a host of solutions in Seller Central. If you're a brand owner and have registered your brand with Amazon Brand Registry, especially invited to use a tool called Manager Experiments that will help you create content your customers love. So why experiment? Here's a quote from Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, who said, if you double the number of experiments you do per year, you're going to double your inventiveness. We wanted to place this power in the hands of brand owners to help you increase inventiveness and optimize your content on Amazon. MYE is one of the most powerful tools we offer to brand owners as it enables you to run controlled experiments, otherwise known as A/B tests or split tests on your A plus content, on your titles, and main images. Experiments help take the guesswork out of content optimization and let your customers tell you which version is better. MYE will statistically measure which version of content helps drive more sales to help improve your business. Brands have used MYE to learn which content drives more conversion. Now, let's talk about how you can create an experiment on Amazon. There are 5 easy steps: planning, experimental content creation, setting up the experiment, running the experiment, and then interpreting the results. Let's take you through these simple steps. You would start by navigating to Manage Your Experiments from the Brands tab in Seller Central. You can hit Create a New Experiment and choose your experiment type from the drop-down. For experiments on product title and main image, you will receive a pop-up to select eligible ASINs, and you will be taken to the Create Experiment page. For experiments on A plus content, you will be taken to the A plus Content Manager. Now, you want to plan your experiment. Start by adding an experiment name. This name will only be visible to you. The name is important as you will use it to identify your experiment when it's running to review the results. Think about your hypothesis and what you hope to learn from the experiment. The hypothesis is one of the most important parts of your experiment. It asks a question that you expect to evaluate with your experimental content. An example hypothesis could be changing my product title from being vague to being more descriptive. By stating and validating the hypothesis, you can work to create learnings that you can apply to products beyond those under experimentation. Next, you want to select the duration. The recommended duration is 8 to 10 weeks. You can always change your duration or end your experiment early. You will see that the existing version of content has been pre-populated for you. Next, choose the experimental content or version B. For A plus content, select your version B from the drop-down. Manager Experiments will let you select some or all child ASINs so that you can run the experiment on parts of the ASIN family that you choose to. Keep in mind, you will always have to submit content for the parent ASIN. This is because the parent ASIN's content is used more broadly across the Amazon customer experience. To create a main image experiment, just follow the same steps and simply upload your version B image. Do note, Amazon will validate all experimental content before the experiment begins. Here are a few things to keep in mind while creating an experiment. Product titles must not have more than 200 characters, including spaces. Images are very important to customers, so quality matters. Choose images that are clear, easy to understand, information rich, and attractively presented. Amazon has specific terms and policies regarding the types of A plus content that may not be allowed. Version A must already be approved. Version B can be submitted at the time of experiment setup, but both versions of content will need to be approved before the experiment can begin. Product title and image experiments will have the content validated as a part of the experiment submission. You may edit an experiment that is scheduled and is waiting content validation or has failed content validation. Once you save your experiment, you will be taken back to your experiment dashboard, which lists out all your experiments with their respective status. Now that you've planned, created content versions, and set up your experiment, it is time to sit back and let your experiment run. You can interpret your results as the experiment progresses or when it's complete. Let's talk about results. You can always check in on an experiment that's running to understand how it's doing. Experiment results are updated once a week until the experiment ends. Our experimentation engine will provide you powerful data in a simple presentation, making it clear which version is performing better. This includes a graph with week-over-week performance by units sold, total sales, and conversion rate. You will also see probability of the winning version displayed at the top. Keep in mind that reviewing results early may be misleading until the experiment has reached a large enough sample size. Also note that when an experiment ends, customers viewing your product page will only view the original content. Now let's talk in depth about how we generate these metrics. Experiments are based on individual customer accounts. During an experiment, each customer account that sees your content is considered a part of the experiment. Customers are randomly assigned to view one version of content and will see that content persistently for the duration of the experiment, regardless of factors such as device type or mobile internet or Wi-Fi. In this experiment, you can see that version A is the winner after consistently beating out version B. If we say that there is a 99% probability that version A is better, it means that 99% of the possible impacts that we calculated show a likely positive sales lift after publishing version A. It's possible that an experiment can end sometimes with results that are inconclusive or results that show a low confidence that one version of content is better than the other. However, these results are still valuable. Inconclusive experiments are likely when the change you made to your content was similarly effective to significantly change customer behavior, or there wasn't enough traffic to determine the winning content with high confidence. Now that you have complete data with the winning version declared in the result, it's time to publish the winning content. It's as easy as clicking on the Publish Content button. To summarize, here are some tips for creating great experiments. Get started by adding an A+ comparison chart and testing two versions of content or change the order of your existing module. Try testing a new image of your product or your packaging. Test adding a brand name to your product title. Remember to experiment on your highest traffic ASINs and make one big change at a time. Plan to run your experiment long enough to make a high confidence decision. Don't test minor differences in content or end your test too early, as early results can sometimes be misleading. We also recommend you use the results of your experiment to feed them back to planning your next experiment to continue growing and succeeding on Amazon. Now, I want to give you a sneak peek of what is coming with MYE. We've learned brands constantly update their titles from the listing page in Seller Central, but would love to run an experiment when there. I'm excited to announce that now you can do so. Starting November of this year, the listings page will be updated to include experimentation. To begin with, we'll support title experimentation from the listings page, but I've planned to expand to main image experimentation as well. When you choose to create a title experiment off the listings page, you will see a pop-up as shown. Simply enter version B, select your duration, and start date. You are good to create and schedule your experiment. You can view results of the experiment when it's in progress from the MYE page. Keep in mind that you may run an experiment on just one ASIN from the listings page. To schedule an experiment on ASINs with variations, visit the MYE page. Next, brands have often cited that they forget to publish content when an experiment ends. I'm thrilled to announce an exciting feature that will help with this, and we call it auto-publish of winning content. Starting February of next year, each time you create an experiment, you will be able to authorize Amazon to publish the winning content to your listing and your product detail page. Amazon will only update your listing for you when the experiment concludes, and the winning version is at least 66% better. You can opt in to use this feature with a simple turn on of the toggle that you see on the Create Experiment page. With Auto Publish, you can truly set it and forget it. When opted into Auto Publish, we will submit the winning treatment upon completion the same way as if you were submitting it via the listings page or via a feed upload. The feature will be in beta and will be available for image and title experiments. We will also give you the ability to turn on auto publish for all your experiments in progress. You would navigate to manage your experiments in Seller Central, and with a simple turn on of the toggle that you see, you can turn on auto publish. You will also see the status bar reflect the auto publish milestone. Keep in mind that if required, you can also visit this page to turn off auto publish anytime before the experiment ends. Next, we've learned brands love to experiment on titles, main images, and A+, but have been asking us for more. Starting November of this year, you will be able to experiment on bullet points and product description. With this, you can optimize more content. You will see the new experiment types in the Manage Your Experiments page when you click on Create a New Experiment button. You will be able to access bullet points and product description as new experiment types on the dropdown. When you select either bullet points or description, you will see the familiar ASIN selection pop up. Choose the ASIN you would like to create your experiment on. As a reminder, if you're a brand owner using Seller Central and have A+ content on your ASIN, that ASIN will be ineligible for a product description experiment, but is eligible for an A+ experiment. When you create a bullet point or a description experiment, you will be taken to the familiar Create Experiment page. Enter your name, hypothesis, duration, and your bullet points or description. You may run an experiment on a single ASIN or child ASINs as well. Amazon recommends you keep your bullet points under 1,000 characters in total. Being less than 1,000 characters helps improve their readability. The product description is a text-only field with a limited number of characters that varies by product category. Give concise, honest, and friendly overview of your product's uses and where it fits in. Discuss the features and benefits of your product and focus on your product's unique properties. You may also edit a bullet point or a description experiment from the Manage Experiments page the same way you edit a title or an image experiment. Next, MYE has always supported experiments with a set duration. Brands have run experiments for 8 to 10 weeks, but cited being confident in the product's traffic and believe the experiment should conclude faster. Brands have also mentioned low traffic ASINs not being eligible for experimentation. We've asked ourselves the question, is experimenting to a set duration the only way to go? Could we reimagine experimentation to help solve these issues? And I'm thrilled to say that we have. Today, we are announcing a whole new way to experiment, and this is called Experiment to Significance. With this new feature, while creating an experiment, you will be presented an option to select to significance against the duration. You only have to select the start date. Instead of running an experiment for a predefined duration, Amazon will conclude the experiment when we have statistically relevant results. This means you don't have to worry about the duration while creating your experiment or in your experiment early. The feature is in beta and is currently available for title and image experiments. Now, some of you may be wondering, what is significance? An experiment will reach statistical significance only when enough data has been accumulated by customers viewing the content associated with each experiment. Each time a piece of content is viewed, we log which content was seen, whether or not the product was purchased, in order to calculate statistical significance. Amazon will only end the experiment when a content version has reached a significance level of 66% or better. The power of experiment to significance will let experiments on high traffic ASINs be able to conclude sooner. Keep in mind the minimum duration for significance is 4 weeks. This is to gather sufficient data and process the results with confidence. You can also use this option for lower traffic ASINs. They'll benefit from opting into this feature by being able to reach significance past 10 weeks if they have not received enough data. If you have experiments in progress and are excited by experiment to significance, you may opt in by editing the duration of your experiments in progress. Keep in mind, you can also visit this page to go back to a fixed duration experiment anytime before the experiment ends. I know we shared a few tips for creating great experiments earlier. With our new launches, I'd like to share a few more. For a successful outcome, we recommend you use experiment to significance and auto-publish. Both these will ensure you can set it and forget it. We invite you to optimize more areas of your product detail page using bullet points and description experiments. You can also share feedback with us as you use MYE by hitting rate this page when you create an experiment. You will receive this pop-up and you can enter your feedback in 500 characters or lesser. With this, I'd like to take you to the A+ content section. Lauren, take it away.
All right, on to A+ content. When you're trying to optimize your business in the Amazon store, there's so many things to think about, like how to differentiate yourself from the competition, how to determine the right content for your product listings, how to prove conversions, and how to drive customer satisfaction. We understand your concerns, and that's why we've built tools like A+ content that make it easier for you to optimize and grow your business in the Amazon store. Today, we'll talk about how to get the most out of it. So let's start with what A+ content is. A+ content is a free self-service marketing tool that is exclusively available to brand owners registered on Amazon Brand Registry. You can connect with shoppers by telling your brand story and to help shoppers learn about your product's features and benefits on the detail page. So what does all of that mean for your business? A+ content can help you in many ways. Studies have shown that adding high-quality A+ content to your product detail pages can help increase conversion rates by up to 8.5%. A+ content can also help improve performance of your ads, deals, and coupons. These tools are great for driving discovery of your products, whereas A+ content increases conversion. By combining the two, you can boost your sales even further. A+ content can also reduce customer returns, avoid negative reviews by giving shoppers the right information, which empowers them to make more informed purchases. A+ content also helps build customer loyalty and drive repeat purchases by creating an emotional connection with customers. However, we realize there are opportunities to make A+ content even better. A lot of you already use A+ content and have shared suggestions to improve it. For example, many of you wanted to include video in A+ content and have bigger size modules. And others asked for interactive and better looking module options. So we've heard you, and that's why we're announcing the launch of Premium A+ content for seller brand owners on Seller Central. Premium A+ brings a new dimension to product detail pages. With Premium A+, you have access to 6 new best-in-class module types. First up, Premium A+ supports video. Customers will only buy your product when they understand what it does and how it will help them. Video content is great for this because the visual element humanizes the product experience and clearly shows how things work. So high-quality video can also inspire customers about your brand and leave a lasting impression, helping you acquire new customers and reinforce loyalty with existing ones. With 3 video module options, you can choose the feature full video or use video in combination with text or images to craft a narrative that works best for your product and brand. Next up, Premium A+ also includes hotspot modules, which allow you to add up to 6 interactive hotspots on top of images. Building an interactive hotspot-based experience has multiple benefits. Hotspots are a great way to present product features by describing different elements of an image and makes the most of complicated products and makes them look easy, which improves the likelihood of customers browsing through all of the key features of your product and increasing the likelihood of a sale. This also means customers spend more time on your product detail page, and while doing that, they build a deeper association with your product and your brand. Comparison chart is one of the most widely used A+ modules, and with Premium A+, it just got better. You get 3 new enhanced comparison charts. The ability to compare similar products within your brand helps customers make educated decisions on the fly and increases conversion. Comparison charts are also an effective way to upsell your products. They also allow customers to clearly see if a higher priced product is a better value based on specifications and features. And if that value would be useful to them, it can drive them to upgrade. Moving on, Premium A+ also supports carousel modules. Carousels help tell a visual story at the customer's own pace. A carousel composed of beautiful, high-resolution images catch the eye of customers and can encourage them to engage with your content. They are also a great way to showcase different uses of the same product or to highlight other products in your catalog. Q&A is another powerful module that's included in Premium A+. Unanswered questions can keep consumers from buying your product and hurt your sales. The Q&A module is a great tool to address that by proactively answering the most frequently asked questions, helping customers overcome purchase barriers and improving the conversion. A well-thought-out Q&A module shows that you can care about your customers' needs and help build trust with them. By addressing key questions up front, you don't have to wait for customers to use the product and know whether it meets their needs or not, reducing the likelihood of a return. You can also get creative with the Q&A and use it to educate customers on different uses of your product, increasing the satisfaction of their purchase, leading to positive reviews and ratings. Last but not least, Premium A+ modules are also bigger in size, giving you extra real estate on the detail page to showcase your products and help customers in their purchase decision. Premium A+ is a powerful tool to grow your business in the Amazon store. Our studies have shown that adding high-quality Premium A+ content can drive up to 20.9 sales lift for your products compared to 8.5 for basic A+. And this is compared to having no A+ at all. So let's also take a moment to compare other aspects of basic and Premium A+. With Premium A+, you can choose from 19 different modules compared to 14 for basic A+. And you can include up to 7 modules per product on the detail page compared to 5 for basic A+. But note that Premium A+ still goes through the same moderation process. And in some cases, this may take up to 7 days for Premium A+ content to appear on the detail page. So we recommend to always plan ahead. Premium A+ is launched in all stores worldwide, Amazon stores worldwide, and is available at no cost to eligible 3P brand owners during an ongoing promotional period. So let's talk about the eligibility criteria. You are eligible if, first, you have already published A+ brand story to all ASINs you have brand rights to within your catalog. You can confirm this by accessing the A+ Content Manager and searching to see if you've created and published a project. You will also see A+ brand story on your ASINs under the From the Brand field on the detail page. We will go over the brand story feature in detail a little bit later in this presentation. Second, the second criteria is that you have at least 15 project submissions of A+ content approved within the past 12 months. You can confirm this by accessing the A+ Content Manager and checking the status of your submitted projects and the last modified date. During the promotional period, we encourage you to publish Premium ASINs for all Premium A+ for all ASINs within your brand if you are granted access. If we do announce a fee for Premium A+, we will give you at least 90 days notice, and we will not charge you for any fees without your consent. Next, let's move on to Brand Story, which is another feature of A+ content. While Basic and Premium A+ are designed for sharing detailed product information with shoppers, Brand Story A+ content is for highlighting your brand. Brand Story content is shown in a dedicated slot on the product detail page called From the Brand. This is separate from the product description section that houses Premium or Basic A+ content. Building the brand identity is important to differentiate yourself. When customers trust brands, they are more likely to purchase from that brand, increasing conversion. So make sure to use Brand Story A+ content to tell your story as a brand. Tell the shoppers who you are, what you do, what motivated you to start your business, what values your brand stands for, and why shoppers should trust you. Brand Story modules support full screen background display along with image and text card carousel, which you can use to highlight key elements of your brand, such as your logo, brand picture, and brand description. Brand Story is also a great way to help shoppers discover your broader catalog. You can link to your other products like your bestsellers or your other products. You can also use Brand Story to drive traffic to your Amazon brand store with a link in the Brand Story. Brand Story can also be used along with Basic and A+ Premium. You can really think of this Brand Story as a powerful complement to the product description. Remember, shoppers are not only evaluating the product itself, but also your brand. So far, we've talked about 2 types of A+ content: Premium A+ content, a new dimension for sharing product information with shoppers, and Brand Story, the dedicated feature for sharing your story as a brand. But what goes into creating high-quality A+ content? There are 3 principles for creating high-quality A+ content: usefulness, trustworthiness, and aesthetics. Useful A+ content enables brands to deliver a clear message and provides relevant information to inform a purchase decision. Product details should include important things like showing your product's value to customers. Some tips for improving the usefulness of your content are to keep it simple. You need to balance how to keep your audience informed and engaged. Sentences should be to the point and easy to follow. Avoid using industry terms and unknown abbreviations, and limit the text to content to about 200 words. Things like, how are you different? Tell the customer what makes your brand and product unique. Know the difference between benefits and features. A benefit is the live experience of the product. It's the emotion that is invoked by the customer. A feature is the technical description of what a product delivers. So talk about benefits first, then utilize your unique features to validate your benefit statements. For example, noise cancellation is a feature, but the benefit is that noise canceling headphones, you can comfortably take calls in a busy airport. So help customers understand the unique differences of your products with comparison charts to keep shoppers informed on their purchase decisions and even keep them from purchasing the wrong product from your portfolio. Lastly, don't forget to proofread and check for grammatical errors and typos. Here's an example of how you can deep dive into a product features and help shoppers in their buying decision. Use a comparison table to showcase different products in the product line, or even complementary products in your brand as a cross-sell. Use text and images to highlight detailed information and include specific data where applicable. For example, what materials are used and what comes with the product. And finally, always use informative voice to highlight what makes your brand and product special. Trustworthiness is the second principle of high-quality A+ content. Trustworthiness is essential because it helps A+ content be valuable, authentic, reliable, and consistent. As shared earlier, the brand story feature is a powerful tool to build trust with customers. So ensure that you use applicable lifestyle imagery, have accurate claims to cue customers that your brand is trustworthy, create unique and authentic content, and emphasize value over promotion. And always be consistent and avoid common mistakes. Studies have found that using stories with a narrative can help hold our attention, engage empathy, create an emotional connection, and cause our brains to take concrete action. Include information about your brand's history, your passion, why you chose to solve this particular problem, and any accreditations that validate your claims. Stories will also help customers, motivate them, and empower them by painting a picture of how their stories intersect with your story, connecting your products with their lives. Know your customers' most frequently asked questions. Collect your most commonly asked questions and address them to eliminate purchase barriers. Help shoppers resolve their questions without needing to navigate away from your product to conduct additional research. If applicable, consider including details around sourcing practices, materials, ingredients, and manufacturing processes. Discuss how an item fits, its best uses, and how you set it up. Shoppers should consider your content valuable. Create value by providing helpful guidance to your shoppers in a friendly tone without being overly focused on making grandiose claims. Pay attention to reviews written by your customers. You can use this information to create compelling A+ content that resonates with your customers' use cases while steering away from use cases of concern. The third principle of high quality A+ content is aesthetics. Aesthetic A+ content is visually pleasing, sometimes amusing, and unusual. Customers enjoy looking at and interacting with aesthetically pleasing designs because it satisfies their senses and gives them a positive perspective on the brand and product. Use high resolution imagery. Resolution refers to the smallest size of an object or detail can be represented in an image. Higher resolution means that pixel sizes are smaller, providing more detail and crisper, non-blurry images. According to research, 93% of customers consider visual appearance the key deciding factor in a purchase decision. Get to the point with your text and use iconography. A+ content text should avoid fluff and showcase the most important information. Also, know that color selection matters. According to research, most individuals will generate a first impression of a product or brand within 90 seconds of their initial interaction, and roughly 62 to 90% of this assessment is based solely on colors alone. To understand what visuals to use, you must first understand your audience. What do they do? Where will they use the product? And how does your product help them? Knowing your audience can ensure you are using imagery that connects your unique selling points with their desires. Use high-resolution images that show your product in use. Additionally, using ultra-close-up photography and product illustrations with embedded text can give your shoppers an in-depth understanding of your products and unique features. As more consumers prioritize mobile-friendly environments, it is critical to assess your designs for mobile compatibility. Small changes, like ensuring your text is large enough to read on a mobile device, can drive a significantly improved experience for mobile-first buyers. Earn shoppers' trust by maintaining a consistent look and feel across all channels. Your A+ content should seamlessly integrate into the rest of your brand's identity. Most importantly, use the Manage Your Experiments solution that Siddharth just talked about to A/B test which content converts the most, then publish the winning content. By experimenting with your A+ content, you can create content that your customers love. For additional guidance on creating quality A+ content, you can download the A+ Best Practice Guide right in your A+ Content Manager. To close things out, let's spend a few minutes to go over A+ Content Manager, which is the tool for creating A+ content. So you can access the A+ Content Manager by navigating to the Advertising tab on your Seller Central homepage and then clicking on A+ Content Manager. It's the same A+ editor used for all types of A+ content, whether it's basic, premium, or brand story. Once in the A+ Content Manager, you can start creating the A+ content to reach the interface you want. On this page, you'll also see all of your A+ content projects. Finally, you can choose the A+ project that you'd like to create and select the desired modules. So let's end the presentation by capping a few key points. Customers are looking for your brands that tell a unique story. So communicate the value and benefits of your products. Give the consumers the information they need to make their purchase decisions. Customers engaging with high quality content know what they're buying and what to expect, and reduces the likelihood of returns and negative reviews. So make sure to add high A+ quality content to your product detail pages and see your business grow in the Amazon store. Now it's time for some Q&A.
We have a question on manage experiments. Is there a cost to run an experiment? No. Experiments are available to you for free. We only ask that you are brand registered and complete the registration process at Amazon Brand Registry.
Okay. Can I use a combination of premium and basic A+ modules? No, this is because they are different sizes and combining them would create an inconsistent user experience. So you have to use premium on its own and basic A+ on its own. If you get access to Premium A+, you'll have to create new Premium A+ modules, which will override any basic A+ content on the ASINs that you've already created A+ content for.
Which of my ASINs are eligible for running an experiment? An ASIN is eligible if it belongs to your brand and has received sufficient traffic in the recent weeks to be eligible for experimentation. While we do not disclose the exact traffic levels, we are constantly monitoring ASIN traffic to determine the lowest possible traffic level for you to run an experiment and receive statistically significant results. If an ASIN isn't eligible because it does not have enough traffic, consider driving more traffic to it using advertising or other means such as running a deal.
All right. How do I add brand story to all of my ASINs? So you can go about this in a couple of ways. You can look to see what all of the ASINs you own from the inventory tool in Seller Central. Get a list of all the ASINs, and you can then go into brand story and you can use the bulk upload feature to apply brand story to all of the ASINs in your catalog.
Why do auto-publish and experimenter significance have the 66% threshold? So Amazon has analyzed experiments, both run internally and the ones run using managed experiments by brand owners, to arrive at the conclusion of 66%. We know that a change to your listing is done with the view to increase your sales. And we believe that content which is at least 66% better offers you the opportunity to maximize on your sales.
All right. How do I create Premium A+ for ASINs that already have Basic A+? If the ASINs are currently using Basic A+ in the Content Manager, you don't need to delete any of this content. You can just go in, create the Premium A+ content on the ASINs that you wish to create Premium A+ on, and it will override the Basic A+ content once it's published.
How long should I run an experiment for? If you're running a fixed duration experiment, we recommend you to run your experiment for 8 to 10 weeks. But we understand you might be in doubt. We recommend you choose our latest offering, Experiment to Significance.
Right. Is it possible to duplicate A+ content from one marketplace to another? It is not possible for sellers to initiate a duplication of content across marketplaces. In some cases, we may copy as a draft to your other marketplace. And this would be that we would copy the same language to another marketplace on your behalf. And you would see that you would have to go in and you would have to assess the content and publish it on your own.
Where do I find the Manage Experiments tool? If you're in Seller Central, you will find the MYE tool from the branch dashboard. If you are on Vendor Central, you can find it on the merchandising navigation bar.
All right, how do I get access to Premium A+ content? Access to Premium A+ features will be available to 3P brand owners who have access to the A+ Content Manager. So if you already have access to A+ Content Manager, you have the opportunity to get access to Premium A+. If you don't have access to A+ Content Manager, you'll need to be registered as a brand owner through Brand Registry. Once you've gotten access, Premium A+ will be available at no cost during our promotional period, which we have not decided on an end for yet, but we will let you know ahead of time if we do announce an end to the promotional period. So don't worry, you have time to add Premium A+ if you get access. And access will be granted to those who meet the eligibility criteria. So again, the eligibility criteria is that you'll need to publish A+ brand story to all of the active ASINs within your catalog, that you have 5 content project submissions of A+ content with it, 15 content project submissions within the past 12 months. And so this is individual projects, not ASINs. You can have 15 ASINs on a single project. And once you get access, or once you meet the criteria, we will grant access at the end of each month. So if you meet criteria in the middle of the month, you may not get access the next day. We will rerun the eligibility criteria at the end of each month and enroll if you meet the criteria. You'll see a UX banner indicating that you have access and a link to go create the Premium A+ content.
All right. How many experiments can you run on an ASIN at any time? You may run only one experiment on an ASIN at any time. We recommend you to run an experiment on what you believe is your most significant change.
Right. Why is the A+ content displayed so far down in the mobile version? This is really just where we're at on the detail page. There are a lot of different things on the detail page that we have to kind of get in line with, and it's just unfortunately where the A+ content lies on the mobile version on the detail page.
Will I be notified via email when an experiment of significance concludes, or my content is published via auto-publish? So we currently do not support email notifications. However, we are constantly looking to add new features and cannot confirm the state of new feature development. We encourage you to use the Rate This Page tool on the Manage Experiments page so that we can listen in to your needs of email notifications.
Right, how do I get access to A+ brand story? The feature is available through the A+ Content Manager, just like Basic A+. So it's not a different feature that you have to go access. You would go in to the A+ Content Manager in the seller navigation under advertising. You'd click A+ Content Manager. When you go to start creating your A+ content, you would see it as an option next to the Basic A+ option. And again, it's slightly different. A Basic A+ and brand story can be used together. They show up together on the detail page. So it's not a, one or the other that you're choosing, but brand story is accessed just through the A+ Content Manager. It is a free offering, and you can use it, and we encourage you to use it in conjunction with your A+ content.
All right. Does running an experiment create new listings? No, it does not. Your product listing will remain as is until you publish the winning content or use auto-publish to update the winning content.
All right, I think last question as we're at time. So why do the A+ content reviews take so long, and when can I expect to get my content published? So the majority of our content is actually approved and published to the detail page within 24 hours. If you see that it's been approved and it's not appearing on the detail page, we recommend you wait 24 hours to see if it's showing up and appearing, as it can just take a little bit of time for it to make its way to the detail page. However, it's possible that your content may take up to 7 business days to be reviewed or longer during peak times. In such cases, we need to perform additional checks to ensure that the submitted content just meets our content guidelines. And again, the content guidelines can be found on the seller help pages. We encourage you to review those before creating content, just because it will ensure your help to get your content approved faster if you're adhering to our guidelines and know what to expect. All right, I think that concludes today's session. We're happy to share a little bit more about brand benefits with you guys. I think that's it.
Thank you all for your time.